Right, so the Rwanda deportation scheme, it's not been going very well for Suella Braverman at all. The one thing she's maintained throughout the legal wrangles, the delays to her dream of seeing planes full of people fleeing goodness knows what, is that Rwanda is a safe third country, that her legal argument rests upon this, not to mention some possible financial ones in her own interest, as she set up a law charity in Rwanda along with Robert Jenrick, he who tears down murals for kids in immigration centres. Some of the lawyers trained as a result of which now work for the current Rwandan government, led by Paul Kagame, a man who has been the president there since 2000. And nothing quite says democracy like a guy who's been in power for over 20 years, does it? Yes, Braverman has ties there. Now, I've commented before in other videos about the alleged safety of Rwanda, particularly since they've been on a bit of a war footing with the neighbouring Democratic Republic of the Congo for a wee while now, since May 2022, in fact. As the Rwandan army has been accused of aiding and abetting a Congolese rebel group there called M23. It isn't an accusation just coming from the DRC either, as the United Nations have also pointed the finger at Rwanda and Paul Kagame and told them to pack it in. So this safe country has conflict, ongoing conflict on its doorstep. Braverman paints this as a safe third country. Aside from this, though, there are known human rights abuses that have been happening in recent years. And Rwanda even went so far all that long ago in gunning down protesters. And if you really want an idea of how safe the country is, well, why not visit the UK government's own website relating to foreign travel advice and look up Rwanda. This is where they want to send people on planes, as you know. But should you, as a native Brit, wish to take a holiday there, well, there's things you need to know that for some reason don't appear to relate to the asylum seekers, or don't matter to them quite as much. The eastern part of the country, bordering the DRC, is unstable. Well, yes, with reports of armed incursions and artillery fire there. Clearly not somewhere you want to go if you can avoid it. Rwanda also has issues with another neighbouring country, Burundi, who they've had beef with on and off since the 1970s, which, given they were part of the same territory until the 1960s, might surprise some. But then, if you think about it, partition wasn't exactly peaceful, was it? And well, just look at Israel and Palestine today. Western influence playing its part here too, former Belgian colonies as they are. The border between the two countries, Burundi and Rwanda, has been closed since 2016, but again, incursions of rebels alleged by both sides there too. If you think this is just the border regions that are an issue, though, you might want to pay attention to the Foreign Office page on Rwanda and to holiday makers and look up the issue of grenade attacks in major urban areas, including the capital, Kigali, that have occurred there in just the last 5 years. You also risk being a victim of bag snatching, theft and muggings. Remember, this is the tourist guide provided by our government here. And I haven't even got on to health and safety of accommodation here, because the country has lower building standards with poor wiring, electrical fires often reported apparently, and buildings collapsing. Be careful when you plug in your hairdryer then. Not a problem I have, though. But if you really want to top it all off, if you really want to sell Rwanda as a safe country, then the last thing you would expect is to be receiving asylum claims here from Rwandan people. Where will we deport them to if we got them, Suella? Ascension Island still on the cards, is it? Since 2020, a Freedom of Information request has revealed more than 40 Rwandans have claimed asylum here in the UK. Not a big number compared to other countries, sure, but if the country is safe, surely there shouldn't be any. How can Rwanda be safe for anyone, as Braverman and co claim, if it isn't even safe for all of their own citizens? The Court of Appeal ruled the entire scheme illegal back in June, the deportation scheme, because it blatantly isn't a safe country, Rwanda. The asylum claim backlog is massive. It was in excess of 130,000 people earlier this year. There's been scant sign it's been coming down. And rather than do the obvious, which would be invest in more processing, negotiate a new EU returns policy, it's prison barges with Legionella that get invested in instead. Detention centres that lose kids and resemble concentration camps. It's a complete mess. Rwanda is not a safe third country. Braverman's ludicrous scheme, and it is ludicrous if Rwandans are successfully winning asylum here in the UK, is an expensive cash for human scandal instead. We as a country have blown £140 million on this already, on a racist vanity project to win the votes of some of the hard-right, knuckle-dragging dregs of our society for the Tories, and it's shamefully being taken to the Supreme Court to be challenged yet again by Braverman. wasting yet more of our cash to appease these equally vile racists in government. Needless to say, nothing I've spoken of here is having the slightest impact on the Home Office. A spokesman for them has basically said in response to this news of successful Rwandan asylum claims making it into the public domain that Rwanda has been recognised globally for its record in welcoming and integrating migrants and asylum seekers. The number of people risking their lives by making illegal and dangerous journeys is unacceptable. That is why we have passed new legislation which will ensure those arriving in the UK illegally are detained and promptly removed to their country of origin or a safe third country. We're a national embarrassment, just as the Tories can have a culture war and still pretend and lie on TV that we have a safe and legal route to asylum into this country when none exists. And it's time another one did exist, because that is the one thing that would stop those boats, hands down. If the government is so worried about people risking their lives and dying at sea trying to get here, then there's a very easy way they can rectify that situation, and it doesn't involve Rwanda in any way, shape or form. Thanks for watching. Hope you found the video useful. Please like, share and subscribe if you did. More content up daily. Do leave a comment and have your say on this to be part of the conversation. Meanwhile, here's a video recommendation where Braverman has resurrected the Go Home vans. Yeah, they're back. Or at least a new digital version of them. Got to move with the times. And I'll hopefully catch you on the next vid. Cheers, folks.